Hi. Welcome to TEDxBaileyRoad. My name is Navina, and I'm a sign language interpreter. Hi. So, did you know anything about sign language before coming to this show? Anyone? You did? Okay, good. All right, so they're my parents. So that's my dad and that's my mom. So thank you. Well, basically, when I was a kid, I used to think sign language is kind of a sacred language for me. Because I used to thought, like, you know, me and my parents, we used to communicate through sign language. And I used to believe that nobody used to understand what we were talking about. But as I started growing up, I realized that no, it is a language. And actually, for the hearing impaired people, we use this language for communicating. But you know, when I was growing up, it was very difficult for me because whenever I used to go to my school, college, university, even now, whenever I say my parents are hearing impaired, they used to give me a look, and they're like, "Tumi kotha bolo kibhabe?" I mean, how do you talk? So there's a misconception, like, you know, hearing impaired people doesn't mean they're abnormal. They're like a normal like us. Maybe their language is different. Maybe they didn't speak. They don't prefer like speaking. They prefer using their hands. So I believe these two hands that I have, it has magic. I can express my feelings. I can express my emotions using these two hands. So while coming to this show, I was not, what would I say, like, you know, it's an honor for me that because of them I'm standing here, not because I did something marvelous in my university or in my younger age. Because of them, I'm here, and I'm talking about them. So today, I will be taking you to a tour about the deaf community people and how do they actually communicate and what type of things they actually do while talking. So I'm sure, like, amader gola kharap hoy na? We sometimes can't speak, right? So whenever you want something, how do you say? Right? Or you say, so we actually use signs, right, in our day-to-day life. But these are very simple to convey message. But you know, for the hearing impaired people, we need bigger sentence to express. So suppose if I have to say, my name is Navina. So I say, my name. So this is a sign for name. So my name is Navina. So N-A-V-I-N-A, Navina. So in sign, there is two different languages. Like for example, there is sign language for particular words and sentences, and there are the alphabets that we use to spell names. For example, ma'am, do I know what's your name? Maisha. So if I have to say my name is Maisha, I have to say this is M-A-I-S-H-A, Maisha. So in that case, we use the alphabet sign. But suppose if I have to say that I'm working, right? So I am working. So this is a working sign. So can we do it together? I'm sure pretty much people here are working, right? You go to office, right? So can we do it together? Can we do it together? I am working. Right, good job. Okay, so for the hearing impaired people, they use their hand like this to express that they're clapping. They don't do this. They do this one. So from now, if you like anything, you can do this. And yeah, I will understand you're liking my stories. All right. And then there is like suppose if you want to ask that, where do you live, right? So you can ask, you, home, where? So I'm sure pretty much there you might be asking me, acha, so you're saying alphabets A, B, C, D, but you're talking about Bangla sign language. So why there is no Sharia sign language, right? But basically, the hearing impaired people, they actually follow some simple techniques to communicate because, you know, Sharia is a very complicated thing. So you cannot have that specific alphabets for them. So for Bangladesh, we use two hands to express any word or any spelling. But in American, the ASL one, which is American Sign Language, they use one hand. So for example, you're having a coffee and you're talking like, hey, what's up, how are you, right? But in Bangladesh, we prefer using two hands. Like suppose I like to cook, right? But sometimes I tell my mom to cook fish and chicken for me for lunch. So how do I say? Mom. So you know why this is called mom? Any idea? Any guess? Why you think this is called mom? Because mom, they usually wear this nose pin, right? So that's why they call mom this way. And dad, this is called dad. So why you think dad? Because dads are always smiling, reading newspaper. So this is dad and this is mom. So I tell my mom, hey mom, can you cook fish and chicken? So this is chicken and this is fish. So can we do it together? I'm sure pretty much people like chicken and fish, right? So we can say it together, right? Hey, cook chicken and fish. Right. So, right, this one. Oh, thank you so much. All right, so, you know, there are a lot of things you actually can say in sign. For example, you want to say something beautiful to a beautiful person. How would you say that? No, not that way. No. But, you know, this is beautiful. Your expressions, your body, it actually matters. So whenever the hearing impaired people talk, they observe your lips, your face, and your hands. So if you say, it doesn't mean anything. So you have to say, so this is beautiful. And if you want to say bad, how would you say? I don't like that person. I don't like. This is, I don't like. But what if you love that person, right? So you can say this way. So can we do it together? Yeah, we love each other, right? But this is rock on though, by the way, but this is love. So this is I, this is love, and this is you. So this is I love you. So if you see any beautiful girl or a boy, you can just go ahead like this. Nobody's going to beat you up for that, trust me. All right, so there are different kind of signs that you can learn, you know. And there's another one I want to tell you that is, for example, lying, right? Some people lies on your face. So how do you say? This is lying. So you are lying. So you're saying this and then you're saying another thing. So this is called lying. And then, for example, you want to say that I'm studying in a university or I'm studying in a school. So I am studying in a school. So this is school because this is a platform where you get admission and this is school. So I am studying in a school. And for example, if you meet somebody, you can ask, what's your name, right? So what's your name? And then you can reply, my name, and using the alphabets, blah, 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 right? And then if you want to ask, how are you? How can you say that? How are you? So how are you? Khabor, this is the news we hear, like, what's your news? How are you? Good, bad, average. So good, bad, average. All right, so there are different kind of languages for different countries, but we follow American Sign Language as a standard sign language. But in Bangladesh, we follow Bangla Sign Language, which is Bangladesh. So this is the sign of Bangladesh. Can we do it together? Half body and then half body and this. So this is Bangladesh. And I'm sure pretty much people stays in Dhaka, so this is Dhaka. So this is the sign of Dhaka. So I am from Bangladesh. I stay in Dhaka, right? So there are different languages there, but sometimes it differs because, for example, my mom, she never went to school, right? So the thing she learned was from my grandmother. So there's a difference between home sign language and a Bangla sign language. For example, like suppose me, right? My name is Navina, but I have a sign name that is N and carb because I love bangs. So that's my sign name. So for example, the deaf people, they actually take one of the significant characters of yours and they make it into a sign. For example, if I have to make a sign of yours, right? So your name is Samir, right? So I would say S, long hair, or S, guitar, because you play guitar, right? So this is how they actually remember people's name. They don't always spell the name all the time, you know? So that's how they have a sign name for individual. Now, coming to like the another point, that is, like for example, in Bangladesh, people actually doesn't know that much of the deaf community people, right? Because they think they're abnormal or they're dumb. That's what I used to hear when I used to go to school, right? So the problem in this country is that they don't get aware of this people, right? They don't get the platform. Like suppose I'm getting this platform and I'm talking about it, and I'm sure you guys will keep on sharing this, right? But if it has to do with the hearing impaired people, they're like a regular people like us. They can cook, they can paint, they can do anything. Trust me, they raised me up. You can see the product, right? So that's the thing. And eventually, we actually believe that those who are actually gifted with, you should value your hearing, your health, right? But those who doesn't have, don't forget about them. They're not special. Don't be sympathy on them. Be like, nice to them. So, today you learn a lot of signs. So when you see someone, go and surprise them. Go and talk to them. So the last language that I will do is, I love Bangladesh. So can we do it together? I love Bangladesh. Once again, I love Bangladesh. All right, thank you so much.